Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I wanted to do a video tutorial to help you out with the rhythm form that I posted in Google Classroom. A lot of you have already turned it in, and as I'm looking at the scores on it, there's definitely a little bit of confusion about some of the things that I asked. So I wanted to pretend like we were in the classroom and show you how you can fix your errors on that. If you want to log back in and redo it, you certainly may. However, in PowerSchool, this is a collected only score. It is not an accuracy score. But next week, when I post one next week, it is going to be based on accuracy. So let's take this opportunity to maybe fix where our confusion is. Let's see if I hold this up. I'm down here on my little screen and my little camera. I have a whiteboard here that I just put some basic rhythms. We've got the whole note, which is 4 counts, this first one. We have the half note, 2 counts of music, quarter note, 1 count of music, and then eighth notes. There are 2 notes connected with 1 beam connecting them. It doesn't matter if the note is down and the stem is going up, or if the note is up here and the stem is going down. There's really no such thing as an upside down note. But the eighth notes, there are 2 per beat. 2 of them per beat. And then our faster valued notes, our 16th note. Double stripe, get that in the screen, double stripe, counting 1 E and a, 2 E and a, depending on what beat it is in the measure. And then at the very bottom, we have a hybrid. We have a mixture of the 8th note and the 16th note. And when we're counting those, we need to see, is the 8th note, the single stripe, is it on the first part of the beat? If so, I use, let me see, I'm backwards here on my camera. I use the beat number, 1. It is the first of the 8th notes, first of the 2 8th notes. If it happens to be on beat 2 or beat 3, then you would use the number 2 or 3 to correspond with that. Then the 16th note part of it. My 2 16th notes here are on the end of this beat. So I need to go over here. The last 2 syllables were and a. So this rhythm here, let's just say it was on beat 1, would be 1 and a. If it was on beat 2, I would call it 2 and a. I was taking the and a from these 16th notes here, okay? So at the end of this Google form, or not the form here, but this Google Doc that I made to help you out, at the end of that, I can put this chart. I just put it on my whiteboard here to show you. Okay, so with that in mind, let's take a look at what I'm asking in the Google form. I think with this screencast-o-matic that I'm using, that where I'm circling, it should be showing you a little yellow circle. This question is asking, how many beats is this? So here's what I'm looking for. Where are my beats? Here is a quarter note. I know that is 1 beat. These 2 are beamed together. That is my 8th note. Together, they are 1 beat. And here are my 16th notes, double stripes, all connected together. These are also 1 beat. So how many beats total? 1, 2, 3. That is 3 beats total, even though I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Even though I see 7 individual notes, it is only 3 beats of music. Here's the next one. It asks the same thing. How many beats? Now this is a little bit different right here. Here is a note looking like it's supposed to be connected to something else, but it's not connected to anything else. That is 1 single 8th note all by itself. This is a quarter note with a dot, a dotted quarter note. It is 1.5 beats long. That little dot is the partner to this 8th note. Its missing partner is right here in this dot connected to the quarter note. This is 1.5. Here's the other half. So here's beat 1. That little dot starts beat 2. The rest of beat 2 is here. That's the connector. It's lonely and not connected to it. Single stripe. Do not be confused by seeing 4 of these connected. It is a single stripe only. Those are 8th notes. Those two are beat 3, and those two are beat 4. So how many beats are in this measure? 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. There are 4 beats in that measure. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. 4 beats in that measure. How many beats are in this measure? Visually, my eyes are trying to separate the beats right away. I see the 16th notes here, double stripe. That is beat 1, 1 E and A. Single striped, 2 of them connected, they are the 8th note, 2 and. And then I have a half note. It is not colored in, it's a half note. That is 2 counts of music, 2 beats all by itself. 1 E and A, 2 and 3, 4. There are 4 beats in that measure. And this one, rests count. They count as a beat even though you are not physically playing anything. Here is beat 1. The rest is on beat 2. We have 8th notes on beat 3, 3 and a quarter note on beat 4. There are 4 beats in that measure. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, the next question said, what type of rhythm is on beat 2? I forgot. I don't think I can go back in and fix my typo there. What type of rhythm is on beat 2? Right, well, here is beat 1, 8th notes. Beat 2, well, it has a single stripe like 8th notes, but there's only 3 of them. And I've got this little 3 indicator above it. That is a triplet. It is a triplet on beat 2. Beat 3 has 8th notes, and beat 4 is a quarter note. 1 and triplet 3 and 4. 1 and triplet 3 and 4. Okay. What type of rhythm is this? We had that in an earlier example. We have a quarter note with a dot beside it. It's not a staccato dot. It's not the kind making the note short. It is beside the note. If it's beside the note, it is adding length to our quarter note. This is a quarter note with a dot, so I call it a dotted quarter note. Shocker. And this is an 8th note, all by itself, a single 8th note. What type of rhythm is this? It is a dotted quarter note, 8th note. Dotted quarter and 8th note. How would you count the rhythm on beat 3? Well, first we have to figure out where beat 3 is. Beat 1 is the quarter note. Beat 2 is the quarter rest. And beat 3, we've got that hybrid. All right, so we found beat 3. Whoa, let's go back to my whiteboard here. We found beat 3. It looks just like this. We know that it's starting on count 3, so this first one is 3. And we have 2 16th notes following it, and they happen to be the last 2 16th notes in the beat. So I go right here, and 3 and So you would count the rhythm on beat 3, 3 and 1, 2, 3 and Okay. How would you count this measure? So this is probably the trickiest one. I see my hybrid again, and it does look like both hybrids here are the same kind that I have on my whiteboard, where we are starting with the 8th note, then going to the 16th note. This could have been swapped around in a different example, starting with 16th notes and ending with 8th. So let's use what we know about this rhythm we just clarified. So on beat 1, obviously I'm starting with count 1. 1 and 2. There's beat 2. 3 and 4. And beat 4 has 2 8th notes. That's 4 and. So listen again. 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and.